Good evening, good evening. Um, on this great Friday night, come on in, come on in. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Come on in. It is beautiful where I am in South Carolina. It was a great day, not too hot. So come on in. Hey, Debbie, glad for you coming on in. Hi, Jolene. Um, Glad to see you, ladies. Come on in. Dr. Caroline, I am just grateful, definitely grateful to be alive. And for you ladies coming on in, we're not going to be holding up any time. I'm just glad for those who take the time to come in on this great Friday night. And our topic tonight is It's Time to Live. So it is literally time to live. We know that I have done things similar before, but you got to keep repeating things until we start doing what we're talking about. So it is definitely time to live, and it's time to enjoy your life. We talked on. Hey Shannon, we talked on last week and the week before. It's your time to shine. And with that being said, you really needed to introduce yourself to yourself because we have been there for so many and everybody else. So now you need to adapt to being there for you, doing things for you, and it is your time to live. I had I have had several dreams on this week, and I woke up with one um, where there's a young man that I knew, and it had to do with keys, and they had their keys, and I was like, "Oh, these are your keys," because they were huge keys on there, but they were like I call it the old-fashioned car keys because we no longer have those type of keys unless you got a much older car. And I was like, "Boy, you got some enormous keys." And then his father was there and he was like, I have my keys, and he had a good bit of keys, but the son was different. Then it was like, find yours. And I said, I don't know where my keys at, but I know I found them when it's time to go. And then they gave me mine, and it had so many different types of car keys on mine. And I was like, wow, we're going. But I woke up hearing live. I woke up hearing live. It's time for you to live. And after that, I remember something that I had recorded. And I said, I'm going to go. Hey, Duchess. I said, I am going to go and I'm going to listen to this because it's my time to live. And sometimes you have to remind yourself. Um, in my case, I have to tell myself. It's not even about reminding. I have to tell myself it's time for you to literally live. Not talk about it, but be about it. Most of us say, oh, yeah, I want to live. I want to be happy. I want to be all of these things. Stop talking about it and just do it. Literally, just do it. Start living. Start seeing what it's like to do things for you and literally be happy about doing it. It's time to live. With so much going on, with so many deaths, I mean, so many young people leaving here every day. I'm hearing about somebody dying or somebody I know or someone's close to them that's passed away. And all you can say, because it is so frequent now, so I can be like, oh, wow, I'm praying for the family. I'm praying for this because it's happening literally every day. There go my girl. Hey, Christina. I y'all, I just love them girls, and they know it. But it's and you know what? In that time, I have always loved people and loved people for real. And I find myself sometimes now wanting to see people I haven't seen in a long time or spent time with, not because I'm trying to check out, But sometimes you want people to know that, you know what, I literally care about you. Not what you can do for me or not, none of that. I literally care about you. But it is time to live. And I know I've been getting this message about living. And when it's coming in my dream, it's like, grab this because I am at this place. I tell you, introduce yourself to you. And I literally did that. I did not sit up here and tell you guys that, and I didn't do it. I literally stood in the mirror and I introduced faith to faith, faith to faith, faith to faith. I literally did. And guess what? I came out with this conclusion. I am somebody and I love who I am. I came to and I know this, but I remind myself, can't nobody be me but me. I don't care how much somebody try to imitate. I don't care how much people try to envy. I don't care how jealous people can get. Can't nobody outdo faith but faith. I am an original. I am authentic to the T. You can't, it ain't even find nobody close to me. I, I like that girl. And guess what? I am going to live. When I'm starting to get the message all in my sleep, I have to live. Things have come up, attacked my body and all that. And I tell myself, no, you have to live. Now do this. I often say I have one biological sibling, and that's my brother. And he is constantly saying, okay, you got your stuff. I'm doing this. Are you make sure you're eating right and all this kind of stuff, because we want to live a longer life. I have somebody that is that's close and dear to my heart, and I watch them go. They're like a die hard. They work for everybody, trying to get so many people to change position, to get into a better life, to have a better life, to just want to go after dreams and all of that. And I was thinking about them on last night, and then I woke up this morning thinking about them, and I said, you know what? I'm going to tell this person that you're going to have to adjust or find a way to get in some rest, because you know what? I want them to be around for a long time, not because of status, because I truly have them dear to my heart and I watch them go. I don't care who you are, but let me tell you this. As long as we are in a human flesh, there comes a time, hey, Queen Denise, where your body will get tired. And I'm going to tell you from personal experience, people will drag you till you fall and leave you while you laying. And I'm like, the people that are dear to my heart, literally, I want us to be around for years to come, where we can still laugh and you can say, oh, girl, I remember when you was right there and I watched all these things manifest for you. And I thought about it and I was like, do everybody want for this person what I want for them? And I came to and told myself the truth. No, everybody don't, because some people just want what they can get out of you. Some people just want for what you can give them. Some people want, once they have gotten everything they need out of you, they go on about their business and they don't care whether you breathing or not. And I say, it ain't a hard conversation for me to tell the person this, but I don't know how they gonna listen, because they who they are. But I'm like, you know what? Those people that you want around and those people that you really love, you don't want to see them run down. Yes, you can do all of these things, but you got to take care of you. You got to take care of you. And you can't tell me you taking care of you when it's 24 hours in the day and about 20 of them you working. Somebody said, ouch. Most of y'all ain't got to say ouch because y'all not working no 20 hours a day. But there are some people that's always doing something. They can't even sleep for their brain going like a machine. And I'm like, no, there are people that I want around me for years to come. And I expect to be here for years to come in good health with a good mind. So it's time for me to live, and I need to live. I'm grateful. I am grateful that I have actually have a husband that want to see me live, um, does not get in the way of me living. So it's just me doing more than everybody else. But I'm going to stop because guess what? It wears on you without you knowing. It's a lot. And look, I'm not in the medical field, but I know there is not but so much you can keep doing to this body before other things manifest. So when it is people, and I'm including myself, I love me enough to now make sure, I tell you about making sure that you're a priority. I love me enough to prioritize my daily activities, to prioritize that which comes first, that which needs to be done, because it's real important. I am seeing babies die. I'm seeing so many young people in their 30s, in their 20s, they're dying daily, and I'm like, and guess what? Everybody do say, "Oh God, I'm so sorry to hear that." What was wrong with them? I mean, all of this, and none of that brings them back. What are you saying to yourself? What am I going to do better to expand my life, to make sure that I am here? What am I going to do so that I do not put any welcome signs up for any diseases in my body? What am I going to do? Now, don't get me wrong. All us Bible readers, we know that we're already healed. Because for all the Bible readers, it says, by his stripes, we're already healed. Okay, that is a fact. But the truth is, what are you doing about your health? That part, that's what I'm saying. You know, you can quote the scripture all day, but what are you doing about your health? You are responsible for your health. For all us Bible readers, God was responsible for our healing. And guess what? His part was done. He didn't make any mistake. We are responsible for our health. It is I that when I put stuff in. Let's see what Virginia said. We want to see you live a long, healthy, happy life in abundance, peace, and prosperity because we value you in all you teach in this Faith Shares community and coach. Thank you so much, Virginia, and I value you too. I value every last one of you on here. And I'm telling y'all, we have to get very serious about living. And I want all of that. I am ready to live that life that I have not lived, but I've been looking forward to. I am ready. And whenever let me help somebody. Whenever you said you're ready, it still puts you in to action mode. Yes, Renee, you have to take care of your temple. If Renee calls me and say, hey, Coach Faith, you ready? She's going to say, you ready? And if I say yes, usually when you say that, you're about to go somewhere, you're about to do something. So she's asking me ahead of time, am I ready? So when she pull up, I can come out the door. You know how somebody said, I'm ready to walk out the door because you know somebody is coming. Well, I need y'all to understand, everything that you've been promised is at the door. You've been in the house too long. It's time to walk out the door. It is time for you to meet your destiny. It is literally time for you to come on face to face. Everything, you still have to take some type of action. And if I'm saying I am ready to live, I've literally been talking to myself. When everything is going on, I'm praying, I'm being there. I'm so ready to live. Uh, my son, the last one in high school, it was something I was praying about. I was praying about him getting into homeschool and all of this stuff for reasons he needed to be there. And guess what? And I kept saying, it's going to be better on me. It was so funny. I would tell the school, I said, I know y'all used to saying, we're going to do whatever's best for the child. I said, well, in this case, we're going to do whatever best for the mom. And the lady started laughing at me. I was so serious. I said, we're going to do what's best for the mom because I am not going to have high blood pressure. I am not going to have a stroke and I'm not going to die early. I'm not going to walk around with anxiety. So, someone say, best for the mom. Yeah, because if the mom's gone, who going to take care of him? You have his father, but ain't going to be still ain't going to be nothing like, it ain't going to be nothing like mama. I said, no, we going to do what's best for me. And what's best for me is going to be what's best for him. And all kind of little things, I love to say life is always lifing at the Washingtons. And when things begin to happen, and I remember me and my husband walking out of our office, and we was telling, saying as we was walking, God, thank you for favor. God, thank you for favor. Thank you for your favor. Thank you for showing up for us today. And then I said, it's working for our good. It's working for our good because I'm still saying I'm ready to live. It's working for our good. And I also was saying I'm going to travel. So if it's necessary, he can travel with me. It's working for my good. And we got in and we just started repeating some scriptures and some affirmations. And when we got home, and I kept saying, God, you're gonna work this thing out. Because I kept saying, whatever is best for the mama, that's what we're gonna do. And by that evening, we got an email that just changed the dynamics of the household. But we did not stop saying it's working. I did not stop believing. After 3 rejections, I did not stop believing. And it's working. And now I'm finding it's really good. Because guess what? I am ready to live. But me saying that I'm ready to live, and it's my time to live. I'm not going to explain to people. They'll be like, well, you got this. I got a husband and it's still my time to live. He don't have a problem with it because he want to live too. It's his time to live. Look, I'm not going to be sitting we around like, oh, wow. Life keep coming and I will not change. I will not change it. We will not change it. I mean, it's literally a beautiful thing when you meet you and you go ahead and give yourself the approval that God has already given you. He has already validated you. It's your time to live. The problem is so many people are trying to be so many people that you're losing yourself trying to be somebody else. No, I found this out in life. When people really care about you, you're going to know. I just told a young lady on tonight, hey, I am not that person that walk around envying other people. I'm happy. I said, girl, I ain't gonna try to follow you. I ain't want to do all that stuff you do. I want to do what I do. I want to be happy in the things that are for me, my assignment, my purpose. Because believe it or not, the reason why so many people are stuck, you trying to operate in somebody else's purpose. I can't never be Pastor T. Pastor T is Pastor T. I can never be Queen Denise because she's Queen Denise. I'm Faith. And I know this. I don't care who want a copy. You can. I can never be Jolene because there's only one Jolene. Jolene is unique. I'm unique in my way. The problem is until you get happy with you, you're going to stay stuck. Until you get happy with you, you're going to stay in a playground and you're going to keep going around and around in the same circle and not completing anything because when you should come to a stop, you still running around because you're chasing behind someone else's dream instead of chasing your own. You're trying to get the approval of others. And can I give y'all another quarter tonight? These people ain't going to approve you. They may like you for a season, but once they done suck you dry, they move on. That was a quarter. Y'all better take that quarter and put it in your own machine because you need to know this. Once they suck you dry, it's amazing. It's amazing to me. I'm going to give y'all some secrets. The same people that be talking about they love you, and all this stuff be the same ones who's trying to pull the rug from up under you. Yes, because see, they really are. Be the same one. Christina, I know. I am so glad I can be happy for others. Isn't that a rewarding feeling? I am, and a lot of times, I still have that discussion with my brother because our mother raised us in a way where we didn't know. I said we didn't know we were supposed to be jealous of other people. We didn't know that because she raised us to be happy for others. She raised us to celebrate others. She raised us that your time is your time. Yes, I'm passing out 25 cents because 10 cent ain't getting it. I need y'all to understand. I cannot help. It was literally put in me, embedded in me to be happy for others. At our ministry, anybody there that's gonna tell the truth and not lie, gonna say, matter of fact, our ministry as a whole, is always happy for others. Anybody on a jealous thing is gonna be what we gonna call it? It's gonna be like deep hidden because they know not to bring it to the top because I'm going to smash it. Because what you won't do is bring a spirit of jealousy and envy and not happy for others. Yeah, I am happy for others, but I want to be happy for me. I want you to be happy for you. And you know what Duchess said? We shouldn't covet. You never know what people have to go through to get where they are. That's a straight fact. 100%. And you know what I found out, Duchess, though? Because I was always said it. You don't know what I had to do. You know what I found out, Duchess? These people don't even care. They don't care. They don't care what you went through. They just want to take it from you. They don't care. Like literally, they don't care how many years it took Duchess to get here. It doesn't matter. When you get there, they want to take it all from you. They like, okay, well, you had a hard time. You had a hard life. Okay, you went through all of this, Coach Favor. You went through that. They don't care. I can tell them that half of them will think you're lying anyway. But they don't care about that part. All they care is about, they're looking at it and be like, if I don't give it to them, well, don't worry, I'm not. You can have all that attitude. I was sitting because I remember a couple of years ago, something my coach told me that I needed to think about and I needed to do. And I found myself this week back in that place of thinking, what do I have lined up for this? What do I have lined up for when it comes to helping single mothers or single fathers? What I have lined up, because being around people, you better have boundaries. So I was going back and saying, okay, what am I going to set aside? How am I going to do this? How am I going to educate mothers who were not educated by mothers or grandmothers. They wasn't as fortunate as I was to have someone in their life to show them all this stuff. How am I going to do this? And how I'm going to, I was just sitting and thinking about it. And I knew the only reason why I'm really thinking about it is because it is now upon me. And you have to have, because look, out of all this being happy, whether you're running around the house, running around the church, you still have to have boundaries. You still have to have rules. You still, if you learned anything and you want somebody to learn something, you need to have things written down. This is for real, because I'm going to live. And what I found out in these last couple of nights, in these last couple of days, I'm going to make sure my life is set up in a way, hey, Kimmy, set up in a way that I don't have to stop living. I'm going to make sure my life is set up in a way where I don't have to stop living, because I have everything in place to help others to learn how to live. And that makes sense. But I didn't know that. So most of my life has been devoted to other folks. I have to talk about the boundaries. Boundaries are so important. I'm telling you, boundaries is for everybody. I'm gonna let y'all know, boundaries are for everybody. You have to have boundaries. Because see, some of us, what we do, we have boundaries for people we just don't want to be uh, messing up with. But what about the people you love? You still gotta have boundaries. I have to have boundaries for my children. I have to have boundaries for people I'm around, people I work with. And when I say work with, whether it's ministry or anything else, there has to be boundaries, because what has happened, let me be transparent. I had no boundaries set. And usually when you have no boundaries, you're the one that end up hurt, because you don't have no boundaries. You're the one that end up hurt. You're the one that end up hurt. You're the one that end up with so much taken away. You're the one that end up with so much taken away. There's nothing wrong with this video. Yes, I am repeating it because I need y'all to understand. When you say, let me give you an example. When you have that friend or you have that family member that borrows money from you the same time almost every month, because you have no boundaries, so they can come back to you and feel no type of way about taking from you, and then make you feel guilty if you don't give it to them, because you never set any boundaries. You have to set boundaries even on your money. You have to set boundaries on your time. You have to set boundaries on anything of value and what some people don't value. You must set boundaries. Boundaries can save your life, and boundaries definitely will save a lot of your time. I'm about to say, let the church say amen, but let the Faith Share family say amen. Boundaries can save your life, save you much time, because you will find out without boundaries, you are dealing with and having a lot of wasted time, because you will find out, because you didn't set boundaries with certain people, they will come to you over and over and over and over and over again about the same thing, ain't never listen to you, not the first, second, third, 10. Some of them ain't listen to you for years, but they still keep coming back. Every time it look, when life ain't going the best for them, hey, I'm gonna go on to let me go on over to Caroline, because she gonna listen, and I'm gonna get it for her, because by the time I finish, she gonna feel sorry for me, because she don't have no boundaries. But no boundaries set, wide open. The door is wide open. Any and everybody can run in, because you don't have no boundaries set. Boundaries are important, and if you plan to live, Like I plan to live, you're gonna have to set some boundaries. And I understand that everybody don't understand the word boundaries. So I got to show you better than I could tell you. Since you ain't gonna hear me when I say it, I'll show you by what I do. Oh, I'm helping somebody. Oh, I'm helping somebody. You don't set boundaries. Let me tell you something. People will walk all over you. Oh, yes, they will. Now I got this I got this it said drop it in the chat. Boundaries are a blessing. Y'all better know this. Boundaries are a blessing, and this is real. Y'all can look, y'all can write that down. You know how they used to give us, they don't do it anymore. But in my day, if you act up, you had to write something 25 times, and as according to how you do it, they would go up by 25s. They never went up by ones or tens. It was 25, and you knew how many lines was on the front side of the paper and the back side. And so what you need to do until you get it, if you can't get it, the best way to do is write it so you can keep it with you. Boundaries are a blessing. And put your name. Caroline, boundaries are a blessing. Queen Denise, boundaries are a blessing. Debbie, boundaries are a blessing. Write your name on that paper. Debbie, boundaries are a blessing. Oh, I'm helping somebody. Duchess, and you. This is your name on the paper. Boundaries, Duchess, boundaries are a blessing. And just in case you think you're talking to another Duchess, right? Duchess, boundaries are a blessing to you. Keep it all the way personal. Just make sure you don't get yourself, that ain't another Duchess on the paper. That ain't another Debbie on the paper. To you. Boundaries, here we go. Tara, boundaries are a blessing to you. And if you got to keep writing it, some of y'all know back in the day, they went up by 25. The teacher used to say, put it on the board one time and say, this is what you're going to do. And we had to do it because there was something we didn't listen to. We didn't obey the command, or we didn't do what we're supposed to do. So they would put, okay, since y'all don't want to get it, this is what y'all going to do. And they call it a punishment. Well, I'm not going to call this a punishment. I'm going to call this freedom. Free yourself. Faith, boundaries are a blessing to you. Because we're talking about living. Boundaries will cause your pressure not to go up. Boundaries will cause you not to have palpitations. Boundaries will cause you not to have anxiety. Oh, I feel this because this is real up in here. Boundaries will cause you not to be stressed out. Boundaries will cause you not to be oppressed. Are y'all getting this? Somebody said, free yourself. Pressure problems are gone because I set boundaries. Headaches are gone because I set boundaries. Now, people in the church would say, ain't nobody mad but the devil. Oh, that's what they would say. Oh, yeah. Boundaries will make your enemy mad. Because they'll feel, why I can't get up on her? Because she don't set boundaries. That's why. That's why she ain't bothered. Boundaries will keep you in peace. Boundaries. Yeah. So you can live. So you can enjoy. Yeah. Caroline, boundaries are a blessing to you. The boundaries are a blessing to Caroline. The boundaries are a blessing to everybody under the sound of my voice. But it is up to you to set them, because see, I can't come set boundaries for you because I had to come to the place where I had to set it for myself. I need you to understand. You have to set it, because if it's not set, people will walk, talk, jump, stomp all over you. All over you. and you won't get an excuse because it was done on purpose. But boundaries, ah, let me tell you, boundaries will free you up so you can live and enjoy your life. I am trying to tell you, boundaries. And when you get to a place where people don't want, look, you, if they back up because you set boundaries, they wasn't supposed to be there anyway. They wasn't supposed to be there. Because as long as folks can just run over you, as long as they can get what they want, it ain't never about what you need, it's what they want. Long as they can get it. And then you find yourself, because you ain't set boundaries, and you, well, I had to do it, and I know I shouldn't have done it. Well, then this is the thing. When you know you shouldn't have done it, you're not going to set boundaries. What you saying is your peace is for sale. Peace is not important to you. Being free of anxiety is not important to you. Being free of pressure is not important to you. You have to set them. You have to know. If you really want to live, and I mean live your best life, live a healthy and a good life, a prosperous life, okay, set boundaries. Because let me tell you something, we set them. This is the feedback you may get. Who does she think she is? Oh, now she thinks she's too good to help somebody. Now she thinks, the problem is, it ain't now I think I'm too good. It's just I finally found out how good I am. I finally found out my value. I finally found out I am really worth. My value is so high that it cannot be bought cheap. And it's so high, it cannot be bought at all. Oh, I found out who I am. You thought, I just set boundaries. Corey Dat Dude Glover. Y'all, is Corey Dat Dude Glover for real. Corey Dat Dude Glover. I am so proud of you, Corey. That's a private chef. He's awesome. Like I said, I can't help it. I was taught to be happy for people. But when they're young, oh man, y'all make me smile. I'm like smiling and grinning. Corey Dat Dude Glover. Y'all check his that in his page. Whoa, Lord, Corey, please put your page in there so somebody can follow and see. Put your hashtag your page in so they can go, because I'm sending them to your page. Send them to your professional page. But I'm telling you, y'all, listen. Terry, you better have it up there. Sip and Season LLC. That young man, I'll say boy because he a grown man with kids and a wife, but I just, it's out of a habit. But I'm proud of him. I am proud of him. He doing the doggone thing. He doing it. But setting boundaries, it's important. He got to set boundaries, because if he don't set boundaries, your business will fold, because everybody around want. Let me tell y'all something about the freebies. If all around you is freebies, you ain't set nothing. That's what you look like. You free. And not free in the right way. Set boundaries. It is important. It is crucial that you set boundaries. Now, someone's like, I don't know why my head's still hurting. I don't know why I'm doing this. And I don't know why. Because you ain't got no boundaries. No boundaries, none. I had to get some, because I can't be walking around where we keep saying it's a release, and I don't get my release because things ain't set up right. You have to have things set up right, because I often say you ain't gonna get it till you get it. When you get it, then you can have it. It's not that it's held up. You are the one that's delaying what is not held up. It's just that time. So you feel a tension headache and you still trying to go out your way. You know why you got a tension headache. You know, a lot of people like say, I don't know why this. Yes, you do. You know, you can lay back and say, what's on my mind? It's too much on my mind. Okay, so you need to relieve those things off your mind. You have the power. Literally, you walk around with it. I'm telling you, I want my kids to live long. I want them to live prosperous life. I want them to live healthy lives. I know in some things they have to find out. They have to figure it out because this is how life works. But I want to make sure they know. Oh, I got boundaries set. That's for sure, for sure. Because you have to. Because as many people will say, you make it look so easy. Yeah, I had a little accident the other day, and we was laughing. My door got dented, a good nice dent on the Mercedes, and I was like, "Wow!" And I got out, and my niece said, "You sure handled that real well." And I laughed and said, "Well, ain't no need of getting upset. I know what kind of door it is, so that's about $3,000 right there, just because it's a Mercedes door." And I'm like, ain't no need to getting upset because my mind is somewhere else now. My mind is in living. So the material things, and I was laughing because um, my coach had just said something about new vehicles and stuff, and I was just laughing, saying, "Yeah, I want one, but I want to keep the one I got too." And it was so funny to me, and I was like, "It's okay. It's gonna be okay." But I didn't let it take me and mess up my day because I'm like, I'm in another place again. Not allowing myself to go in a place, had I been just caught up in this thing and like, I would have had a headache. Oh my God, this is that. And it's like every week it got something to do with somebody's vehicle. If it ain't my husband's truck, it's something else. And what I'm going to do? Laugh. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh. And come back, oh, this was $2,000. I'm going to laugh. Because when you know who you are and what you're stepping into, your reaction means a lot. How you reply to things mean a lot because it's going to tell me whether I'm there or I'm still so far away from getting there where I say I want to be. But my tip, it's time for you to live. You got to live. And I'm going to tell you something. What you living, when you start living, everybody can't go with you. Ain't but so many people, y'all, can fit on the boat. I don't care if you have a cruise ship. It ain't but so many people. There comes it has a maximum capacity. So whether it's 5,000 people can fit on that ship, 3,000 people can fit on that ship, or 2,000. You driving that my car, a crossover, a SUV, a Sprinter. All of them still have a maximum capacity. And I know we all can just, by the time my family finished fitting on there, we not maxed out. That's why you want to make sure everybody have their own. Well, let me take that back. Let me fix this. You can try to help people to have their own, but I know and I see on a weekly basis, everybody don't want to get their own. Everybody don't want to take action, Corey. People just sitting there waiting to put their hand out for what you have done, what you have worked hard for, what you have put time in for, and they got their hand out. And the answer is, y'all know me, I have an anointed no. The answer is no. That's it. It's simple. Why? Because when you have to, when you're trying to perfect your gift, when you're trying to perfect these things concerning you, and sharpen your gift and all of this stuff, and make those extra sacrifices to make sure. Listen, these people ain't doing it. They sleeping trying to figure out what story can I tell him that, hey, give me a couple $100. Hey, bro, I see that stuff. It look good. I can tell you cooking for the wealthy. You doing this, but can you just break me off a couple $100 this week because I'm having this, I'm having that. Well, you had to know that you didn't have time to be sitting there looking at my stuff. You ain't had time to be sitting there looking at my video. You need to have been out there trying to make some money since you're going through all of that. That's just it. I'm being real with it, y'all. I could talk about it now. Because when you end up and everything is gone, let me tell you, 90% of the people that you put everything into and do everything for, 90% of those people will not return. Almost remind me of the Bible story. With the lepers, how only one returned, but look how many he healed. So we can't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Because all those examples are just right there. Look, it's y'all, some people so nasty with it. They be like, well, let me see. They'll be like, hey, I ain't tell you, Gaston, I ain't tell you to help me. You volunteered to help me. You did this. Like, no. Well, these people is in sicko. Have somebody on my live trying to pick up one of my girls, one of my spiritual daughters, really. But anyway, Shatera, if you can, dismiss. I am like, okay, really, Tara? But so you can't be there because you've been doing it for so many, and you keep putting yourself on the back. I have time for me. I have time for me. I have time for me. Like, I'm telling you, I have a coach that awesome. But I'm gonna have to talk to my own coach because I need my coach to be around for a long, long time. Yeah, long, and that ain't being selfish. That's just being real. And look, I don't just want my coach to be around. I want to be around, enjoying life. Y'all need to find people who love to see you live. You need to look. You need to make sure in your circle, when I'm telling you to live, you need to make sure the people that you allow around you, they want to see you live. I want to see now like it's people at our ministry, they know me. I want to see all of them not live, thrive, have the best of everything, like literally, not with hidden motives like, well, I want Caroline to do this and Caroline to do that because I want her to do for me. No, I literally just want her to do it. Because guess what? When you get a taste of the great life, not just a life, when you get a taste of the great life that you were promised, you're not going to try to go back in that hole. You ain't chasing the rabbit hole for nobody. Live, because it's your time to shine. It's time for you to enjoy. A lot of us don't even know what it is to enjoy life because we're always trying to help somebody else to breathe. But I told y'all the other day, it's time for you to breathe. Set boundaries. You can come on, Christine. Me neither. Set boundaries. And some of us need to write a list of things that we need to set. And you know how we go. We'll write a list and then cross and start talking about, I know I ain't been gonna stick with it. Well then, you like living like you living. You like your pressure to be up. But okay, I'm here to tell you, you like your pressure to be up. You like having anxiety. So that's the life you choose. You choose that. You choose that. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna help somebody right now. All of it ain't the food. A lot of it is just the way you live it, besides the food. You dealing and taking on all this pressure that ain't nobody. You always volunteering your service for somebody that ain't trying to do no different. Now that ain't nothing but the truth, Coach Faith. Just volunteering your service all your time, all day long. And the minute they get a half a piece of something, they ain't calling you. But when they back down, Dr. Caroline. Oh, it's a new day. It's a new time. I am not going to hold you guys any longer. I am actually getting off before the whole hour because it's time for you to live. Set your boundaries. As we said earlier, so it'll be Christina. Boundaries are a blessing to you. Yeah, see, you got to talk to yourself. Boundaries are a blessing to faith. We have to, we gonna say it. George, I know he on here somewhere. George, boundaries are a blessing to you. You got to set them. Y'all want to live better and enjoy life immediately? Set some boundaries, and don't start working them. Don't put it off for 2 weeks. Start working them right away. Set boundaries of who call you with a bunch of foolishness. Set boundaries. I'm not taking these calls anymore because they're not trying to change. They just want to. I'm setting boundaries on my time. So do not. Yes, Virginia, I said start now. Don't say, well, I'm gonna start this next month. Well, the way people leave it here, you don't want to do that. I love you, my Rachel M. Jones. See, you know what? It's people, y'all, I haven't seen in a long, long time. My love ain't changed. When you mean something to me, you mean something to me. But if I ever dismiss you, you are dismissed. As I tell my kids, I don't have a revolving door. When you go out the door, you don't just come. You don't come back in like that. Nah, I don't have a revolving door. I know other people say that. Yep, I can forgive 70 times 70, but you don't have to be in my house. Tap, because I am setting boundaries. But I keep calling her doctor. She don't want to go back to get all these other degrees. But that Dr. Rachel M. Jones is somebody. Like always talking about a teacher of music. Oh my God, a teacher of music and taking those kids. Who ever heard of somebody in Denmark and you taking them kids at that little college and taking them all the way to New York to the Grand Hall? See, y'all, you got people who love for real. Great, great, great. I never stop loving you either. Dr. Rachel, that's my name for her. I got a couple of people I call doctor, and they be like, Pastor Faith, you know, okay, well, that's what you are to me. But set those boundaries and live. Life has shortened. As I said, in their 30s, 40s, teenagers, babies, leaving here. And these are not like, one time it was you heard it far off. Now these are people that we know, people that you know the family, and some are in the family. It is so much going and happening I literally told somebody, I said, I can't go to all these funerals. And it was like, you know what? I understand. That's why I can't go to all of these funerals because it takes a lot out of me, especially when you care and you're caring. One time it wasn't because, hey, it'd be a year later or 2 years later. Now it's like every day, and continue. This is from the coach. This is from the pastor. Continue to pray for our children. Continue to pray for our campuses everywhere, from the elementary school to the college. continue to pray that his blood will keep them covered. Our kids, keep them covered. This is the pastor part in me. At our ministry, I told them, when I was young, they had us praying every morning before we went out. Me and my brothers could not go out the house without saying a prayer. We started off standing together, but when we touched the doorknob, we were saying a prayer before we could go out that door. Some of us, we anoint our kids. It's not, or it's just symbolic, and anointing them night, morning, whatever, that they stay covered, because we're in that type of world. We're in that type of setting. So we pray for kids everywhere. We don't have to know their name. We've been doing that in our ministry for some years. One of the things I usually say every month, and usually 2 out of the 4 Sundays, if not all 4 Sundays sometimes, pray for our children, pray for our children everywhere. I have been saying this because it is very important. In our community with the Pinnacle Spiritual Center, we pray for the children everywhere. Things are just going on. When you really have that love in you, it goes beyond your household. It goes beyond your family. So I constantly say, pray for the children everywhere, on every campus, from the elementary to the college level. Just pray, neighborhoods and all. But let's keep these kids covered, because kids are where my heart is. Literally, kids are really my heart. So let's keep them covered. It's time for you to live. I need you to set boundaries. I need you to start tonight. I need you to start now. Some of you know some of the people you need to set boundaries with immediately, like immediately, ASAP. Set it. Set those. I don't have many. I don't have many because I have already started. Janona, I had already started, so I don't have many, because you know what? I'm finding out, Janona, that I like me, but it's time for me to live. It's time for me, and this individually, and this is for all of you. Now, how you feel about you is on you. But if you introduce you to find out who the real one, the real person is, like, will the real faith stand up? You're standing for everybody. Can you stand up for yourself for a change? Let's do that. Set those boundaries. Because you know what? When people feel that they can, honey, set the boundaries. That's all I'm going to say. Again, I'm going to say that because boundaries are a blessing. They are a blessing. And let me tell y'all something, because the majority of y'all, we ain't even dealing with kids. We dealing with grown behind kids, and supposed to be adults. It's time. People don't mind killing you and then coming to your funeral and saying, "Oh my goodness, what was wrong? She was such a good person." We ain't doing that, because I ain't dying early. My pressure not going up. I'm not having anxiety. I'm not being stressed. And I constantly say that I am not giving up my peace. And when life be lifing, that's the first thing my husband will tell you. I'm going to say it. I ain't giving my peace to nobody. My kids will say it. Sometimes I go, here she go. You got that right. I ain't giving my peace up. I mean, can turn around, sit there, and be loving and give you a nice punishment, and my peace ain't went nowhere. Because you got to set it. Whatever it takes, make sure you're enjoying life. Janona, that's what I'm talking about. Look, that's what I'm talking about. I'll be like Renee now. I can't do all that stuff Renee doing, because y'all will be like, what is going on with Coach Faith? But boundaries are set. That's what I'm see. Right there. She ain't delaying it. She's not putting it down, trying to figure out. She said boundary set. Why? Because that's going to help you live. And that's going to bring more life. Yes. I love y'all. Have a great weekend. A great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Set your boundaries. Um, I just love the Faith Share Real Wisdom family. I appreciate you. I hope, I know I've said something. If I ain't said nothing else but live and set boundaries in my admin point, because boundaries are a blessing to you. And if you ain't get it, you might need to write it down so you can start repeating it. Faith, boundaries are a blessing to you. So as I tell one of my kids, read it out loud so you can hear it. I said, because it ain't going good with you reading to yourself. Read it out loud so you can hear it. Sometimes you got to just hear it come out so it can go back in and you hear yourself speaking this. Sometimes, look, do that, y'all. Sometimes you got to speak it out loud, because it's okay to say inside, but sometimes you got to open your mouth and you got to say, faith, boundaries are a blessing to you. Get in the mirror if you have to. If you don't feel like going in the mirror, get your phone and put it on the camera and then turn it to yourself. Look at yourself and say, let yourself know why you setting boundaries. And don't feel, and don't feel bad once you set it. Live. Thank you all. I am honored that you took the time to come on. Peace, blessing, prosperity, and all of those great things be unto every last one of you. Enjoy your life. It is time for you to shine, and do not let anybody, and I mean anybody, try to dampen your shine. If it's somebody trying to dampen your shine, you need to know they are not supposed to be in your life because they don't love you enough to sit there and just gaze at your shine and then go on and keep shining for themselves. So love you all. Have a great weekend. And hopefully I'll see you next Friday. Love you all. Good night.